Welcome to, oh my God, Bind on Pickup. I was getting lost for a second. I was like, oh shit, where am I?
I was about to, I heard the tea coming out.
I know. Welcome to Bind on Pickup. I'm your host, Jamie Chaos. And with me, as always, is the lovely Annie Lace. So I saw HKO's already talking shit about us going to Blizzcon. I'm going to talk about that later, but I'm fucking pumped, dude. I'm so excited.
I'm excited to finally have a vacation.
I know. We haven't had, in like our adult relationship, I don't think we've ever really taken a vacation except for like a friend that was like, hey,
there was that one time where they had a room open up and it was like a friend of my parents, and she's like, do you guys want to come? And then I was, oh my gosh, like barely even 2 months postpartum, and I had just had surgery like 3 weeks prior, or not even 3 weeks prior. And then Jamie, this was like, we rung in New Year's for 2020 at this place. It was a nice place, but I'm pretty sure Jamie had gotten COVID Christmas Eve, and then so we went down there New Year's Eve. So he was like, it's the sickest he'd ever been for like a week leading up to it, and just barely feeling better. So he didn't really want to do much, and I had just had surgery, so I didn't really want to do much. And we had 3 kids, one of which was a 2-month-old newborn. So it was a good time.
Right. So that's like the extent of us going on vacation. We got some other stuff to talk about, but before I get into it, make sure you guys, if you're interested, you can use _rogue. There we go. I did it right. You guys can get 20% off using code chaos, and you can click that link and get yourself some Rogue Energy. We are actually drinking some black cherry Rogue Energy with some tequila tonight. Fucking love Rogue, dude. I fucking love Rogue.
I told Jamie, I'm like, don't give me too much because I don't want to be up all night.
Vacation with kids doesn't really count as vacation.
Yes, it does not.
No, I don't think it does either.
Oh my goodness.
This is it's going to be definitely a relax fit. Oh my God. It's definitely going to be a relax fit episode. I almost choked on a piece of ice. It's going to be a relax fit episode tonight. We are starting to prep for our 24-hour live stream doing Extra Life. So I've got a bunch of incentives that I've set up for you guys, and a bunch of milestones. Actually go through some of those. Let me pull that up.
Anybody has any suggestions for milestones too?
That too, because
awesome,
I know
out there.
some people were saying that they wanted me to shave my back and all that stuff. So the more that you guys can come up with, the better. All right. So for
Jamie,
milestones,
did you forget to turn off the overhead light?
Oh my God, I did. Hold on.
Oh my God. There you go.
That's
back in
much
the dark
better.
Where you belong.
So that was the thing. I've been trying to work on some stuff so that way when we do Extra Life, you guys will be actually able to control. I think we're planning on probably doing like a 24-hour live stream, playing through WoW and stuff like that. But you guys will be able to do jump scares. You'll be able to take over the controls. You'll be able to fuck up my keyboard, my mouse. We were messing with it earlier. Yeah, you can spin the screen around and stuff. So there's a lot of fun stuff that I'm going to set up, and for future streams, I'm going to have that there too. So anyway, you guys have already unlocked. We've already raised 110 to kind of like pregame into this. So we've got $110 that we've already raised. We put a really big lofty goal up this year of 10,000. I don't expect us to hit that, but if we did, that'd be really cool. I think last year, hey, I'm just saying if we hit it, it'd be really cool. But if we don't, we don't. So our plan right now, you guys have already unlocked us chugging Rogue Energy at the start of the stream. I've got up here, I've got a hot shot. Oh my God. Hot sauce shot. We've also got Annie potentially giving me a makeover.
Giving you a makeover.
Yep. Annie's going to do my makeup if we hit 550. We're going to do a WoW emote dance off at 1,000. We've got pain is temporary and clips are forever. So we're going to, whatever WoW emotes dance that someone selects, once ever we get there, we'll let the chat vote and they can pick that. And whoever does the best rendition of that dance wins. Additionally, I've got pain is temporary and clips are forever. So we're going to do a spicy ramen challenge at 1,500. Transmog torture. So you guys, if we hit 2,000, we'll have 5 minutes to make a transmog using whatever is in our costume bin. which we do have quite a few. So it'd be kind of fun to see what we can come up with. After that, I'm going to set up the Wheel of Spite if we hit 4,000. That way you guys can spin, kind of choose our fates. I've got a couple other ones. I know at 10,000, I set up Shave the Beard. So I'm hoping you guys don't make it to 10 grand. But I know, like, was it last year?
Shave your mustache.
I will say my big thing is I would like to try to hit like 3 grand. Like every year it seemed like we did 1,500 our first year. We did over 2,000 the second year. If we could hit 3,000, I'd be really happy. So I'm really looking forward to doing Extra Life. We're going to do, like I said, it's going to be a 24-hour stream. We've got a bunch of different things planned, and there will be a lot of incentives. So that way you guys can, you could do something like doing jump scares to us. What else is there? A couple other things, but I'm going to think of those along the way. If you guys have ideas, drop them down the Discord. Let us know what you want to do to keep us awake. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So that will be on the 15th. So since we're doing the 15th, we probably won't be doing an actual episode.
Karaoke.
We can do karaoke. We can put that as an incentive. So they can make us, they put a donation in there as an incentive to make us do karaoke or do a duet or something. Just come up with a list of stuff and
sing Sleep Token.
Sing Sleep Token. That'd be neat. You have to move closer to your mic. I don't know what's going on with your mic right now, but
I don't know what you want because when I'm too close,
right there, that's perfect.
In my headphones.
No, that's perfect right there. Okay, so we can. Jesus Christ! All right, so we can get into this now. Let me pull up. I do have like a slight run of show. Like I said, guys, this is kind of going to be a as I said, this is kind of like a relaxed fit episode. There's not going to be a ton of stuff here, but you guys want to hang out with you guys, go live. And we can probably do some reacts or something tomorrow. If this, I have a feeling this show is probably going to be a bit shorter, but last time you guys did get us talking and getting us onto some controversial topics, and I'm barely eating today and have a lot of tequila in front of me. All right. So one of the things
already almost gone.
One of the things I did want to talk about is, so we all know that housing is coming to World of Warcraft, right? And there are some mixed feelings about a currency that is going to be coming to the game. And I'm curious how people feel about it, especially you guys watching. I know some people are losing their fucking minds as they do. I know Asmon's already read the fuck out about this. For someone who says he is done with this game and does not give a shit about it, he sure gives a shit about any time there's anything done with that. Although I kind of feel like some of it's just manufactured rage, to be honest. But anyway, they're going to be adding a new currency called HearthSteel into the game. It's going to basically be some type of premium currency for being able to purchase things out of the housing shop. Now, I am wearing my PoE2 hoodie. I'm not afraid of microtransactions, more macro transactions, I guess, on that note too. And I know I was talking to Annie about this, and I feel like I don't know if I don't want to come off as sexist, but I feel like women like microtransactions. I don't know why, but it seems like, and the thing is too, and why I'm saying this too, is that female gamers also make up a majority of mobile games.
Because you need to earn the money so we can spend it.
There you go. Jesus. I'm glad you're here. But like, that's the thing is like, because I know I've talked to you. I've talked to Roar too, because Roar said that his girlfriend.
Saying that from a position of making more money than you do.
That's true. And he does make more money than me. So I was talking to Roar and he was saying his girlfriend too is always getting some type of cosmetics or anything out of like, they play Final Fantasy 14. Interestingly enough, Final Fantasy 14, Elder Scrolls Online, pretty much anything with a housing system in an MMO has some type of shop to purchase additional furniture or furnishings for the house. So it's not like this is breaking the mold, but it is kind of new for WoW to have this premium currency. So I kind of want your feedback or thoughts on this coming to the game. Because you've brought up that you don't like that you have to buy, say if you want like multiple chairs, you have to buy individual chairs. You're going to have to also do that with this currency.
Yes. I don't know. I mean, I don't like when they do the stupid stuff where it's like you can only buy the currency in like hundreds or thousands or, whatever packs. And then say, for example, like you can only buy 900 and then the next pack up is like 2000 or so on and so forth. And the item that you want is like 950. Like, that sucks. I don't like that, where you have to buy more than you want to because the item you want is in that weird spot where you can't easily get it without spending more. So as long as they don't do that, which they probably will, but as long as they don't, that's kind of my biggest gripe with it. But at the same time, like Jamie said, everybody else does it. It doesn't mean it's the best thing, but it's also not the worst thing. And I think a lot of people don't realize too that this kind of currency actually keeps things cheaper. Because like if you're buying things by dollar amount, I believe every debit card transaction, depending who their payment provider is probably
I believe it
5 to 15 cents.
I believe it's actually 2 to 3% per transaction.
Yeah, sometimes it's percentage based too. Yeah. So think of it this way: if somebody wants to buy 12 different items in the shop because they are having a spending spree or whatever, now that's 12 different fees that Blizzard or whatever company needs to pay this transaction fee on top of for the debit card payment provider. And then on top of that, that's 12 transactions now that their accounting team needs to keep tabs of and, make sure their checks and balances are like that stuff doesn't just get logged away. Like they need to record that on taxes and, whatever else. They need to keep track of it. And the easiest way to do that is to have them have this secondary currency that they buy with one transaction with real money. And then that other stuff is obviously tracked, but now they're not getting charged for each time you spend your in-game currency.
And see, it's kind of interesting because Final Fantasy 14 does have just a straight up cash shop. This item is $5 or whatever. But if you look at their items, right, and we don't know what the pricing is yet, it could be egregious, but we don't know. I think a lot of people are assuming that like these items, like if it's the plushie, is something's going to be fairly cheap. Like if the conversion, like maybe you're looking at this as like maybe $1 or something, or maybe less. If you look at Final Fantasy 14 and the way that they do their housing shop, like a single painting is like $20. Like it's fairly expensive. So that to me sounds like because they decided to go the real money route on that, they are passing that transaction cost onto the consumer. Well, and I think you had brought it up too. They're not, I understand some people really fucking hate cosmetic shops. I'm not one of them. Like I said, we backed Ashes of Creation that was going to have a cash shop. We've spent over $500 to play in the alpha. We've bought cosmetic packs for that game. I'm wearing my PoE 2 hoodie, which if anyone's familiar with like what you got to spend to buy that, like it's not like, what I mean? Like I'm not a stranger to microtransactions. If it's something I really like, I'm going to get it. And I will say, before I get off topic, I'll go back to the predatory thing. I think there is a good way and a bad way to do some type of in-game currency. And I think Grind Gear Games does a really fucking good job with it, because when you go to buy coins from Grinding Gear Games, right, you buy points or whatever, you can buy them in 10, 20, 50. The items, right? So 10 is going to get you 100 points. 20 is going to get you 200 points. 50 is going to get you 500 points. Every item that you're going to buy is going to be like 20 or 40. So really, you just knock a zero off and you would know exactly what the dollar amount is. The problem, I think that...
I like that, where there's an easy way to calculate how much the value of something actually is.
Right. And I think the biggest issue comes in when they're trying to obfuscate like the dollar amount, right? So you have to, because if you look at like Fortnite and the way that they do theirs, it's the conversion's really all fucked up. I think Diablo 4 also has a fucked up conversion where like because of the way that you're making me buy these packs, because now I have to buy them and I'm buying this one at $5, the next one I'm buying at $12, but it also gives me 20% free extra coins, and then it goes all the way up to 100, but it's giving me whatever, the extra free. So then it changes the dollar amount and also means that the lower packs are actually providing you less of a value. I think that's kind of predatory. That's the thing where you no longer have a good base of what the currency actually caught, like what you're spending. Whereas, like I said, with Grind Gear Games, you literally knock a zero off something, you know the price. So if something's 15 points, you know that's $1.50, right? So I think there is a good way to do it.
The more zeros they add in their currency, like if $10 buys you, I don't know, like 7,000 points or whatever, that's where they can get kind of weird with being able to hide the true value of things.
Right. And like that, I think that's what I have a problem with, is when they do stuff like that with ESO, because they also have a housing system. They kind of cause you to spend larger amounts of currency. So like if you want to get, they don't let you buy per item, right? So if you look at like ESO, they'll have like a vanity set which got like a bed, dresser, whatever. It's a whole thing, right? You get multiple items. However, you have to buy the whole thing, right? So you have to, you're not able to, and what Blizzard wants to do is be able to sell you small things like actual microtransactions instead of macro transactions.
I like the option for both. I like being able to buy individual items and then bundle. So like, for example, a whole bedroom set. I want to be able to buy things by themselves and then buy the whole set as well. Sorry, I just had a random thought that wasn't related to anything.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right, Scooby 2 times.
At the same time, they don't let you really do that with their transmog sets, so I don't know if that's going to be.
I think we can pull up the article and look at it. But I want to say Scooby 2 times says, I go back and forth with microtransactions, at least for WoW, because I pay a monthly fee and Blizz still has a cash shop, which I've used many times. But typically, if I can still grind said item in game, I have no problem when people pay for speed. Right. And then I want to say,
that's
Posh.
How I am too. Yeah.
Posh AJ Dev was also saying, go cash shops. The problem is when it isn't game play related. The problem I have is when it's gameplay related or gotcha mechanics. Right. And here's the thing, though. Because Annie and I were talking about this.
I also don't like when you buy things out of the shop that don't fit in the world.
Yes. Although WoW's starting to have a little bit of that, though, like with the beach outfit.
But it's still.
But I think it still kind of fits the weirdness.
It still looks like it was like made in the time.
Yeah. No, I absolutely get what you're saying. Like, I do not want to see pink anime cars in WoW. Like, that would totally break shit for me. Now, going back to like the cash shop thing with this, is that I saw people freaking out on Twitter that like one of the items that you can get in the shop right now is a trellis. Well, when it comes out, you can get a trellis, right? And someone's like, great, I'm going to have to pay for a trellis. And it's like, dude, there's like 10 other trellises in the game you can go collect right now. This one just happens to be pink. And of course, they're putting the pink tax in already. But like they've already, so I think
everybody's going to want the pink one.
But you can already get like I believe there's already 2,000 collectibles.
Doesn't that go back to what you said too, that women do the most microtransactions? So of course they're going to put the pink.
I need to look that up, because I swear I don't think it's just me. I think women actually do. Let's see. Are women more likely to spend money on MTX? Okay. I think women are. Okay. Let's see. In a representative French sample of free-to-play gamers from ages 18 to 26, 26.1% had spent money on microtransactions. In that sample, spending money in game was positively associated with being male, being a student, and being 18 to 29. Interesting. Let's see. Is there anything that
you were wrong?
I don't know how to say was. Let's see. The gaming industry report from Deloitte, I don't know what that is, found that women gamers often perform more casual or mobile game experience compared to men, and only 29% of female gamers said they focus most of their time on one or two live service games, which may affect the microtransaction spending patterns. So maybe that's why maybe live service games tend to have microtransactions more, and women kind of tend not to play as many of those.
No, that's not true. Mobile games are very aggressive with microtransactions.
That's what I was thinking, but because that's where I would assume that because of that it would sway more. But it says, I guess there's no real study at the moment that's really looking at the gender of microtransactions. So we were talking about
a while back that said women spent more money and time, but it was specifically for mobile games.
See, that's the thing is I think that a lot of the probably microtransactions I do believe probably come from women spending on mobile games. I know because you play multiple mobile games. You had your fashion one that you had, your house one that you had.
I mean, I jump around a little bit, but right now I only have just.
I mean, you even have that browser game that you play where there's some type of like I know it's like you got to pay for whatever, but I do know like there are quite a few that you play where there's some type of kind of microtransaction.
Well, I like supporting the things that I get enjoyment from because I don't want those things to go away. So that's why I spend money on games. If I don't like what I'm playing, I'm not going to spend money on it. Or if I'm feeling like they could do better and I don't like their current product.
Incidentally enough, too, is like the best way if you don't like these things is don't spend the money on them, and like that's going to be the way for them to probably make like change. But the thing is that I think why some of this has kind of been so big over the years is that there are people pay for it because they want it. People want these things. I think that's pretty evident now. I mean, if you go on
these things don't make themselves. If you're enjoying a game, like, throw a few extra bucks at it, like help fund their project. Actually, this, we did have a conversation very similar to this way back when they were adding a cash shop in Conan Exiles, and there was a lot of people that were weird about that because prior they'd only had just the DLC content, and yeah, a bunch of people threw a fit.
No, I remember that too. And honestly,
I was waiting for you to chip in.
Well, no. Honestly, I feel like their original model was way better because you could just buy the DLC that had a bunch of different things in it. So they went from having a really good model to, I think, moving. I felt like everything in the Conan Exiles cash shop was way too fucking expensive. I don't think that was one that really was worth the money.
No,
for like some of the things.
not compared to their DLCs before, because before it was like $10 or $15 for the whole DLC, and then they opened the cash shop and they had like each item was anywhere from $3 to $15 or more dollars. So it was a bit more expensive, and then they did add in the currency too. I did kind of like their battle pass structure in the sense that as long as you finish it each month, you only had to pay once because you would get your currency back to purchase it for the next season or whatever. So I didn't mind that. But I don't know. I mean, they definitely made a good product and needed to start making money off of it, because I think in total before they did that, you could only spend, what was the box price?
Oh, for Conan, dude, you could get that as cheap as like $10. Like you did not spend.
So $10, yeah, $10 for the game, and then I think they had like 5 or 6 DLCs that were $10 to $15 each. So it's like per player until they added that they were only making a max of like maybe $75 to $100.
Right? Yeah, I mean, it really wasn't a lot, and even you could buy the entire bundle. With every single DLC plus every like the DLC pack or whatever, for like, I think I got mine for like $60, and it got quite a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if you wait for it to go on sale.
And then you never spend another buck on it again because there wasn't anything else. So as much as people didn't like the cash shop or the battle pass or anything like that, I was like, these people need to make some money or else the game's going to go under.
Well, I see that too. Like, I do want to talk about some of these things in here. I think it's all about delivery. If a game didn't have a shop, a lot of people would see it as a crash grab, especially if it doesn't add value in their eyes. And then Scooby followed up with saying, if Blizz would give a small percentage discount of the monthly game time fee per cash shop expenditure, I think the complaints would evaporate. So one of the things that I was thinking too is like, if they made it so there was a portion of that you could just earn in game, like if you could earn HearthSteel somehow, I think people would also not be as upset about it, because right now, like they have the traders tender, but I thought that system was implemented pretty fairly. Occasionally there's something on the shop where you could buy the traders tender. You can't buy it separately right now. I think in the future you're going to be able to purchase it. And also, I don't know if I would complain about it because there's some things in the shop right now that I don't have enough fucking currency for. And I'm like, I might occasionally like to, fill out my balance for it in case there's some stuff I want to grab. because I guess I don't really have a problem with microtransactions, especially if it's something I like. Like I played, there's mobile games I've played.
Out. I remember when they announced the trading post stuff, and everybody freaked out about that too.
Well, here's the thing: is that I do think for what the 13 years that they've had the shop, right? Maybe it's a little bit longer. Maybe it's like 14 years. They've had the shop there for a really long time. There are not a ton of items to be purchased in the shop. Like if you go right now, and maybe they add more later, right? Maybe they add more. I know they've got like rotating bundles now that they do, but it could be so much more egregious. Their traders tender stuff could be so much more egregious. And I understand people are always like, oh, Blizz is super greedy. But like when I do look at the way that they handle World of Warcraft, I don't really see it. You know what I mean? Like I call out bullshit when I see bullshit. But if you look at Blizzard, right? In World of Warcraft specifically, the sub fee has remained $15 since 2004. If you account for inflation, that should be about $30 sub now. If you look at the cost of expansions, right? I think the originally a regular expansion would have cost you about $40 back in like 2004. Now, if you want the Epic Edition without any physical items, right? And I think that's where people start feeling like shitty about it, is you don't get anything physical anymore. So like you're looking at getting you're looking at spending like $89.99 for the Epic Edition that gives you like 3 days access, gives you some extra shit. So I can, some people are kind of upset about that. The industry has changed quite a bit. And if you even look at like the cost of devs, the cost of studio, the cost of retail space, or like their offices, the utilities, everything's gone up, right? And we just watched an MMO die because it wasn't making money, which was New World, right? So I feel like we're in this weird spot where like things are getting more expensive. And if other players want to handle that expense and keep my subscription fee down, because they're like, okay, we're going to add a cash shop. Some people are going to buy. If whales want a whale, then I'm okay with that. All right. I see you did a pick your poison.
Hyping this party up a little bit. Yes. Let the whales whale. As long as it's not pay to win. I think that's part of it too, is I think other than the WoW coin, there's really not any pay to win elements in World of Warcraft. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think.
Well, we actually had this conversation recently, is that gold in the game doesn't really do anything. Like it does, but it doesn't. Like there's nothing on the auction house that you're going to take that gold and go get, and it's going to put you ahead of everyone else. Unless you're buying boosts. The only thing you can
do is use your gold to buy a carry.
Right. If you're using right, if you're using gold to get a carry, and then I think they should crack down on boosting.
But people would use real money to get a carry anyway.
Well, that's true. They'll find some way to do it. And I guess and that's the thing too, right? Is like, how do you fight that type of service? And it's like, well, you might as well, here's a service for you guys to buy gold through us instead of buying it on a third party site. Which to me, I look at that as almost like the response like the music industry had, whereas like we can't get people to stop pirating. Let's just stream the music and they pay for the service, because I'm sure that cut down pirating a ton. Although now everyone's jacking their fucking prices up. I just canceled Disney Plus because they want to charge just $189 next week.
Pirating again.
Right. Everyone's going to start pirating.
There's too many. You know, the frustrating part is there's just too many streaming services now, and everything's split up between all of them. So it's like, if you want to, which it happens all the time, where we're like, oh, remember this movie we enjoyed back when we were blah, 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 blah. And then we go to look it up, and it's a movie from the 90s that is on some random streaming service that we don't have a subscription for. So we either need to rent the movie or we need to pay for their subscription.
I do say,
like, we pay so much for all these subscriptions, and I feel like every single time I go to look up a movie that I want to watch, we never actually have access to it.
Well, the kids have been wanting to watch like all the old movies now. Like we've been watching a bunch of Adam Sandler movies, and it's like, the fuck do we even have streaming services for? Okay, so
right.
Okay, so we're gonna do. I got some dark and creepy ones. Okay, so the door that knocks back. You hear 3 slow knocks on your bedroom door. You open it, there's nothing there until you notice the handle is wet. Like something isn't. So this is your option. This is your first one you can choose. You hear 3 slow knocks on your door. When you open it, there's nothing until you notice the handle is wet. Like something inside was holding it. The knock comes again, but now it's from behind you. Or would you rather have a mattress that slowly rises and falls like a lung beneath your back? You try to roll off, but unseen hands grip your ankles and whisper the following: "Don't move. It's dreaming of you." You grabbing the wet handle?
Sorry, what? Firstly,
okay.
If someone's knocking on my door, my bedroom door, my kids don't knock. So I'm not opening that door. So that wouldn't even happen because I'd probably be like, what the fuck? I'd probably lock my door. I don't know. I could kind of be into the second one. Grabbing my ankles and the bed's moving. It's dreaming about me. Let's do that one.
All right. Annie has a thing with wet, so I already knew you weren't going to choose the one with a wet handle.
Yeah. Nobody's touching a wet handle.
The knocking's now behind you. Let's see. I don't know which one I'm choosing.
What are you picking?
Yeah, Mia, what are you choosing?
Some kinky shit too. You've got the second one.
Jesus. How's it going, Mia? Scooby was saying definitely would rather have this current system than WoW shutting down. That's what I'm saying, right? So it's a weird spot because it's like we've already seen the death of MMO. By the way, NetEase just killed their 40K MMO that apparently they were working on. So we just had another MMO die from an investor that doesn't want to work on MMOs. MMOs are looking like they're in a very rough spot because it seems like every investor is pulling out of these trash heaps.
It's all down to WoW now, guys. Final Fantasy.
And that's the thing is,
and old school RuneScape. That one's probably going to keep kicking forever too.
I think you're probably top 5 MMOs right now is WoW, Final Fantasy 14, Elder Scrolls Online, old school RuneScape, and Guild Wars 2. Like I really think that those are the ones that everyone's going to kind of go, you're going to stab a clown.
Do you think Guild Wars 2 is going to make it long term?
Yeah, I mean they've been healthy. They just had an expansion come out, or they have one coming out, but they've been doing all right. Like I mean, as far as other games go, they have a pretty healthy fan base. I mean, even because Guild Wars 1 was really popular also. Here's the thing: Aeon 2 is coming. Is that Riot Games is still making an MMO? I believe? Yes, I believe they are. I actually think that Riot is going to probably be that next MMO that probably if it like takes off, I think the Riot MMO will probably be the one. That did not post the second part of that message, I don't think. It just says, want to help fill the chaos.
I was like, what is Vassal getting on about?
Oh my God. Yeah, I do think
kind of ominous
that the Riot MMO.
What's the second half?
I don't know. I don't know why it didn't send. Where's the rest of it?
I'm starting to get chaotic, so you're not going to get any thoughts out.
Okay, great. So we'll get to listen to a half like cutout message every time you want to.
Yes.
All right. I did put it. Hold on. Let me fucking drop this message in because that will annoy me that didn't finish. So sorry, guys. This episode's fucked up. We didn't do shit to prepare for this one. I was busy trying to do all the extra live shit. Nanny didn't do anything except for looking furniture all goddamn day.
That's what we did. And I got
there
pretty.
You guys go. That was how it's supposed to look. I don't know why it only did that. Does that still work?
Goes back into making the stream bigger, louder, and better.
Does just the tip still work? Yeah, I'm not expecting anybody to send a tip, but I want to see if that.
Just the tip.
Oh wait, it's just the tip, right? Just the tip. Does that still work?
Just tip.
It does still work. I couldn't remember that worked.
That's the best thing hilarious. Ever.
All right. So I'll just get back into this conversation a bit. I am curious, like, I guess we could do like a quick poll for everyone that's watching over here. Because I'm kind of curious. So you guys have 1 minute. It's cool. So I can put it up. How do you feel about microtransactions? Your options are cool, gross, don't care. So for us getting ready for BlizzCon, we said that we're going to get all sexy. We're going to lose some weight. That's another thing that we're doing, guys.
God.
We're going to be
first thing. I said to JB when he said that he got us the tickets for BlizzCon. I was like, okay, now I got to get hot. I was like, people are going to see us in person. I can't just sit on my couch all day.
That was something that was kind of cool. I saw T Muggsy of the infamous Guild Polar we'll be going to BlizzCon. He was saying that he and I should catch up, maybe have a beer, which I was like, yeah, hell yeah, dude. That'd be kind of cool. Trying to meet some other people. I know Playback's going to be going. I saw there a bunch of different people on Twitter were just like, fuck yeah, we're going. There's a bunch of, Annie, you got to do this. There's a bunch of girlies that are going to be making friendship bracelets. You get on it.
Wait, what? Making friendship bracelets?
Friendship bracelets. And they said that last year they, I can't remember what her role is in Blizzard. But she said she made like 100 of them. And she said they went out like so fast. Like she said she made a couple hundred of them and they were like gone at the end of the day. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you make some friendship bracelets so you can hand those out.
I don't even know what's happening. I don't have friends.
It's how you make
Who's
friends.
Who's going to take my bracelet?
You're just going to make them and hand them out.
Okay.
Oh my God! Note to self:
I'll have our kids get to work.
If Annie gets hyper fixated all day looking at furniture next time, remind me not to have her on the show. God damn, woman!
But I'm being fun, I think.
I'm just teasing you. All right. What do we have after that? I guess we can talk about BlizzCon. We can kind of go over that. I think we've kind of covered the microtransaction thing. We did that segment. There really wasn't a ton of stuff that come out this week. And like I said, we've been kind of working on the...
My fear is by the time BlizzCon comes around in next September, are we even going to be into Blizzard or World of Warcraft anymore?
What other fucking MMO are we going to be playing?
I don't know. None.
Okay, so there is a very big chance, and I don't know if people have seen this, but I think Ashes is going to be going to Steam. I've been hearing some rumors. I'm not going to talk about the rumors I've heard, but I have a feeling that project is probably going to kill itself on Friday. So we'll see. It's not looking good. It's not looking good from the rumors I have heard. Hopefully it works out for him. But I don't know what other MMO would be playing next September. Probably WoW.
Like I said, none.
None. I don't know though, because I'm really excited for...
I'm gonna be stuck playing that game forever because now I'm gonna have a thick hair near mommy to play for my tournament.
Right. We got all the new races that are coming. Midnight looks gonna be awesome. A lot of the class pruning that I've been hearing about, like I actually recently watched like a full deep dive into all the class pruning because they're starting to get rid of some of the abilities. Everyone's like, oh, they're gutting all the classes. Most classes are losing 2 damage buttons and 1 utility. So you're losing on average 3 abilities. It's not that big of a fucking deal. I think some people are losing their minds. I've noticed that MMO culture, anytime anything fucking changes in anything, it can be Ashes, it can be World of Warcraft, it can be anything. People lose their fucking minds. It's like people don't know how to just like relax a bit.
I've just kind of gotten, I don't know. I'm used to people reacting poorly for news about anything, so I just don't even pay attention to it.
That's true. Like, dude, I don't know. I don't know if it's just been like a whole culture shift, but like people really do just lose their fucking mind.
I guess the thing,
like over the smallest
I don't
things.
know. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't bring it up.
HKO, I don't know when you said that, but you said we abandoned them for WoW housing. Abandoned what?
I've only gone in the WoW housing once, I think. I'm kind of waiting until it's... I'm sick of testing alphas. I'm waiting to test it when it comes out.
I'm going to be honest, like, right, even with like Ashes and shit, like I'm like, that it's looking real beta-ish for me. And even then, I don't know, man. I'm not getting good vibes anymore. Like, also, they're not doing Extra Life again. Even though here's the thing, man. Steven said he was going to be doing, they wanted to do Extra Life, but said it on the Golden Tavern interview. And they're like, yeah, not doing Extra Life. And I'm just like, I'm fucking so fed up with Intrepid, dude. I really am.
I think they still, I don't know. I feel like they still could have figured something out, even if they weren't live streaming.
Yeah, well, yeah, you'd like put out
just
something.
Just run their fundraiser and do like a social media fundraiser.
They could have done something, right? Because here's the thing that kind of pisses me off about this whole thing is that for like multiple years in a row, They were like the top 3 donors, like they'd hit like the top 3 on for Extra Life, like especially for the Randy's Children's Hospital that they would donate to. And I'm like, this 2 years in a row that this it was multiple years in a row of hitting like upwards to $80,000 that this hospital was getting. And it's like, you can't take fucking 10, 12 hours something to put something together to do Extra Life because you're busy. Like, I get it. You're making the game, but like, you can't just take a little bit of time to do a charity event. Like, I don't know. It's just, the whole thing
it's not even, it's because it's the second year in a row now that they have.
Right. If you're going to just turn into another soulless fucking game company, then what, like you're just losing the shit that made me want to follow you to begin with. So why don't I just go back to Blizzard and their fucking currencies?
Oh my God. I ran out of my drink.
Oh my
but
God.
That's okay.
You're something else today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know if I meant that as a compliment.
You did, because I'm your wife.
That's true. Everything's a compliment. I'm leaving this up to you. Yep. No, it's all you right now.
I was thinking you could talk about how Facebook is predatory.
It's such a random ass segment for this. Okay, I can't talk about this. So I keep getting we're moving off of everything, guys. We're just fucking whatever. I keep getting these.
We don't just talk about video games. We talk about.
I keep getting these
platforms too.
Random ass like notification like pushes from Facebook to like, hey, you might want to be friends with this person, and like I'll open it up, and it's just some chick with like her tits out. Like every fucking time. And I even showed Annie that on the reel literally was just this chick with her tits out. And then if you close Facebook and then you open Facebook up later on, it's all gone. And I think the reason is I don't use it, but it keeps fucking sending me like explicit content to trick me into using their fucking app. Like it happens all the time. And I showed Annie, I screenshot it where I was like, look at this. And then I get off the app, I close it.
Meanwhile, I'm like, why are you complaining? You like looking at titties.
I do, but at the same time, like, I don't like getting push notifications from Facebook because they're trying to be manipulative to get me to use their fucking platform. It's gross. But here's the thing, too,
well,
right?
That's the thing, too.
Because you remember when they were...
You have it... Sorry, I was going to say, you have it set, too, that you're, like, married and stuff. And
yeah.
That's still the content it's trying to funnel to you.
But here's the thing, and I think this is why it's also frustrating, is because... they were so prudish with Instagram where they started like, having like chicks like accounts and stuff. All the OnlyFans chicks, they were having their accounts like
it wasn't
shadow
even the
banned
OnlyFans girls. It was like any girl,
like it would shadow ban them or whatever.
Like they'd take a picture and apparently had too much cleavage or something just because they had.
But now, if I'm scrolling, if it's on Instagram too, if I'm scrolling on Instagram, they'll have their like little like thing for threads because no one uses that shitty fucking app, and they'll have their little thing for threads, and it will always be some like e-girl with like her tits out. We're in like, what? Do you guys just give up? Like, what is the? I don't know. It's so weird, dude. It's so fucking weird. Because I showed Annie, like I opened.
Honestly, like I don't care about the nudity and whatever. Like that doesn't bother me. But I think what bothers me about it is that for Facebook itself, they overcorrected their like comments. So like you can't say like I kicked his butt or something at chess because then your comment gets flagged for like being abusive or dude, whatever. So like it's ridiculous. Like they overcorrect on like your comments and stuff like that. But then on the flip side, like Jamie said, they're just like have some titties.
Dude, and the thing is, it was like straight up tits.
You guys, if anybody else uses, because I use Facebook for Facebook Marketplace, and like some of the ads that they show too are like highly suggestive. It like makes you think you're looking at one thing and you're not, or whatever. It's just so they catch your attention. And I'm like, what is this? Like, this is messed up. And I think the reason it bothers me is because, like I said, they over censor your, I guess, freedom of speech in a way. But then they're gonna have like all this crap.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like everyone was tired of everyone fighting it, and well, that calms everyone down. What, by showing them titties?
Yes, titties calms everybody down. What
I
is
guess
oh my
that's
god,
true.
that video you sent me?
What was the one I sent you?
The one with like the super redneck kid who's talking
my
about how
God.
titties fix it. Can you please play that?
Wait.
It's so freaking
Oh,
funny.
jeez, I don't know if I can find that one. I know which one you're talking about. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
You sent it to me on Twitter, I think.
I don't think I specifically don't have Twitter logged into my PC because I'm so afraid that like because okay, so that happens weirdly too on X. Like I'll be on it and then my feed is normal. Like my feed is normal. I don't have anything weird. And then for maybe like 12 hours, it will be nothing but like explicit content and then just goes away. And it's not like I looked at something and it opened something. It just happens. And I'm like, what is going on? And I don't remember who I was talking with, but someone else said that.
Maybe you're just extra horny.
No.
Noticing it.
No. Because I was talking to someone else and they said that the same thing happened because he was showing his wife something and he was like, that's boobs. That's boobs. He's like, what the fuck? And he posted that and I was like, I thought it was just me, but no, it happens to quite a few people. And like, I don't know if it's just like a weird algorithm shift or what, but like every so often, it's just like, what the fuck happened?
It's probably trying to test to see if you're going to go down that wormhole.
Well, it's like, did you stare at, oh my God, what is her name? Oh my God, the fucking chick in the Gene commercial. I did this last time. Sydney Sweeney. It's like, did you stare at Sydney Sweeney for 2 seconds? It's a little too long. Oh, now that's all you're going to see for the rest of your session.
I hate the way algorithms are. I feel like they're too sensitive. It's like, I think we've said this before too. You'll see like a 7-second clip of a camel with something going on. So you're like, oh, like what's going on in this video? And then the video comes and goes and you just try to get on with your life. And the next thing you know, everything you're seeing is videos of camels or pictures of camels. And you're like, bro, like, it wasn't that serious. I didn't like camels that much.
Oh my God. Okay, so I guess we're talking about MTX and predatory practices, right? I think algorithms have to be like if those start getting into like MMOs and shit, like it's over. Like if I think that is something, if they can find some way to do an algorithmic MMO that like just feeds you shit. Because like the future AI, someone's going to come up with something. They'll have some big brained idea like that. I think that is probably one of the most like predatory out of anything. Algorithms that have some type of learning about your behaviors. It has to be one of the most predatory systems that humans interact with, period. Like it is just insane.
Well, and that's my hot take that maybe isn't actually a hot take, but I feel like algorithms have ruined social media.
I agree.
Like it feels like, I don't know. It just drives me crazy because it's like there'll be something that in the moment I'm interested in, and then like I won't even click it because I know if I click it and watch, like, for example, that plane crash that just happened. Like, I'm interested in that. I want to know what's going on with the news story, but I don't want to see nothing but planes on my news feed for the next 3 weeks.
Nothing but death and explosions for the next week.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. And like I guess there was like one like am I the asshole post or something, and it piqued my interest about what like the story was, and I had clicked it and read it and then like moved on with my life. And then it was like for the next 3 or 4 weeks, that's all I was getting was these sponsored posts or suggested posts or whatever for like, am I the asshole posts? And I had to purposefully stop. Like if I noticed it as I was scrolling, I had to just scroll on by because I was like, nope, like I don't want the algorithm to think that I want to see this for the rest of my life. And like, I hate it. It's awful.
Like I don't want my scrolling. It's fun though.
Right. But at the same time, it's also like annoying as hell because I'm reminded that there's some pretty asshole people out there. Like I don't like filling my life with negativity like that, and like like whatever, some of it's entertaining, but it's also a reminder that there's pieces of shit humans out there, which I'm not wanting to see constantly. So like I want my I want my doom scrolling to not feel like it's stressful because I don't want to start seeing posts that I'm not actually interested in because I lingered a little too long on something.
Belfast was saying that there is already loot algorithms in some MMORPGs, and I've completely forgot about it. Because yes, Nexon, what was it in MapleStory? They had this thing that they would like they knew, or you kind of track like your spending or whatever, you using loot boxes. They actually they found out that there was an item that people really wanted, and you basically, I can't remember what it was. I think you had like a ring, and you could keep rolling it, but eventually like maybe it would break. So like you'd keep kind of rolling it. And the one that people really, really wanted, you'd have to spend hundreds of thousands, it's probably thousands of dollars to get to it. But the thing is, it was impossible to get. Like it was actually impossible to get that item. So there are some pretty fucked up things. So yes, there's some pretty fucked up things that I think probably are on some of these gacha games. And I want to say Mio had brought up something about he's worried about the BS in the UK come to the US. And I'm assuming you're talking about like the way that they're kind of controlling the internet, how you kind of need an ID, you need all these different things. I kind of see pros and cons to that, but I do think like, I mean, with all the data breaches that people have been having and you have IDs getting leaked. I mean, fucking that tea app where all those chicks got fucking doxxed because they were, spilling the tea about the dudes, which is so funny because like ironically it was a whole app about women doxing men and then all those women got doxed. But like it's because a lot of these tech companies aren't safeguarding their IDs. And I think that Discord actually just had a thing where they had their IDs get leaked. And it was because of a third party that they go through that was supposed to delete the pictures of the IDs, and they hadn't done that. Excuse me. I'm trying to remember how I was bringing this back to. That's why, because there is some current legislation over in the EU that is looking at microtransactions and needing it to have a dollar amount attached to those items, so you can't actually obfuscate that value. So, like if we're talking about the HearthSteel that's going to be coming into WoW, these new laws that are being created over in the EU, what it would do is like you can sell your currency, but you also need the dollar next to it of how much people are actually spending, which because they tend to like to sell these in weird bundles, it would kind of force them to have to do it in increments that make sense, right? Like you're going to have your $5 for 500 coins, your $10 for 1,000 coins. Like it would have to follow that because you can't have something that's going to cause that fluctuation. So sometimes there's some cool shit that comes out of the EU that I think because they are a lot more strict and regulated with certain things that it does benefit us over here. But yes, I do think like a lot of the ID stuff that they're doing over there, where if you want to use the internet, like there's a lot of things that's getting blocked. A lot of times it's used under the idea that it's to protect kids and stuff on the internet. But a lot of times I think it's also like a bit of an overreach. I think there's a good way and bad way to do it. I know right now YouTube is working on an algorithm that looks at the viewers' watch habits, and based off of how they watch content, that is going to kind of flag them of like, this is a child watching. Like, don't show them anything outside of this. And then you're going to have to verify your age or something. There's probably some type of verification process. But I'm like, I think that's kind of a good way to do it. But at the same time, what if you just got like someone who like, for some reason, they like watching people play with Sonic action figures and watching them do the stupid. I don't know what the kids were watching today.
Sorry, you're still a child and need to verify your age.
That's true. What were the kids were watching some fucking Roblox. Kid, like, dude, it's a kid's thing. But he's playing with the fucking Roblox like toys and making them talk and shit. But it's like, there's some weirdo who's like 40 years old that's into that. Maybe they should get flagged.
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, maybe that's true. Or parents that play video games, play videos for their kids sometimes. Right. That's where it gets weird, right? Because like you're going to have a thing where you're going to have, because my kids will jump on my account, and I've told them not to because it fucks up all of my stuff, but they'll jump on mine and they'll start watching things and stuff like that where I'm like, don't fucking use the other account. Stop watching it on mine. Because I don't want fucking bunch of Mr. Beast videos, dude.
That's like the least weird thing they watch. Sorry, I'm starting to yawn already. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the algorithm culture, I guess. And I don't like how much our data is all being harvested, sometimes without our knowledge, and pretty much used against us in a like psychological way to get you to part with your hard-earned money. You know, like, I don't know, like they have to, for advertising, this is like a random tangent, but for like advertising, gambling, like casinos and things like that, like they have to add like a hotline for gambling addictions and stuff like that. But then at the same time, games are like, some studios go so far as to hire psychologists to be able to help them structure their
Didn't Blizz do that with fucking Diablo? I mean,
yes, they did. And I mean, that makes me a little nervous about some of the stuff they're adding into World of Warcraft. I'm not going to lie. But like, it's just, unfortunately, it's people are greedy and want to get ahead and get as much money as they can. And they don't care, you know, like as long as they see the money coming in and things keep going on, like they don't care if they're technically manipulating consumers to get them to spend more money. Like it's just the culture nowadays, unfortunately. Like it's just everything's driven by capital.
I think that's my biggest thing with them doing, like by adding these systems into WoW, right? Like as long as the system isn't predatory, then I don't really care. And I think too, like going back to the HearthSteel thing, like right now, I think there's like maybe 15 items that you can buy on the shop, and there's like 2,000 items that you can just collect. To me, that seems fine. Like that's not a big problem for me. Like the even in the cash shop, like that they currently have, I've never really felt super compelled to buy something. Every so often, I will kind of like, yeah, that's kind of cool, and then I'll buy it, and then I'll like, kind of use like a piece for a transmog or something. But like I'm an adult, and I'm going to spend my money the way that I'm going to spend it. But I do think you have things like Roblox that I think is extremely predatory, especially because.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like with kids and stuff, they just don't. They're extremely easy to manipulate to get them to try and want to spend money to increase their power. Like our son says it all the time. Like he wants us to buy XYZ because he wants to be able to do whatever in the game and have that special power for his character or whatever. Like. And I don't know. Honestly, it makes me not want him to play Roblox at all.
See,
but he really likes the game, so it's like I am in this weird spot where like it's like kind of limiting his time, so he still gets some of it. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't really want you being exposed to that. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, because it's this slap fight game or whatever, and he wants to buy the powers or whatever, and I'm like, we're not spending money on that. I was like, you're not doing that. I'm just like, and I've told him too, if you get Roblox, like the Robux, because occasionally, we'll spend $10, let him get the bucks. But I'm like, you're gonna buy stuff for your avatar, you're gonna buy costumes and stuff, you're gonna buy stuff that you're gonna be able to use like for all the games you're playing. And I do kind of get it because a little bit with the Roblox stuff, because those. Basically, it's a free-to-play game, and then anything that's purchased within those, I think a cut goes to the developers that are making those games. But I do think some of them put like egregious shit in it, and it's just to try to get kids to like want to buy stuff. And I don't think Roblox really has a good oversight on like each of these games and what they're doing.
No, I mean, that's been kind of evident. There's been plenty of cases where there's been games that were live way longer than they should have been that were highly inappropriate.
Right. Belfast was saying that the original Diablo devs described their loot system as a gambling system once, and it was kind of on purpose. I will say that PoE 2 also, like the entire system is gambling. When you go to corrupt an item, it's gambling. When you go to craft an item, it's gambling. I love that RNG. But the thing is, I'm not someone who gambles. Like, I think gambling is dumb. Like, even when EA asked me to go buy like lottery tickets or something, I think it's a waste of money. Like, I don't like the part
with shits and giggles, though.
Yeah, but like, yeah, obviously, it's just like, hey, this is up this high. We should buy one or whatever. I'm like, all right, but I feel like we're just pissing money away.
Honestly, it's more so for enjoying the couple of days where like we just kind of have the what ifs. Like, what if we do win? That little high you ride until reality sets in. You're like, yeah, I was never going to win that.
Which for me personally, in a game where there is some type of RNG and there's a type of gambling, like the only thing I'm wasting is my own time, but I'm getting enjoyment out of playing the game. So like that doesn't bug me. But if there was some type of real money tied to that, I think that's why I don't really care for gacha games where you have like loot boxes and things like that. However, PoE2 also, same game, it does have a seasonal loot box, like cosmetic box that you can buy coins and then you can go and roll those. And I've got enough coins so I can buy every single box so I can get the entire collection. But like, I can occasionally kind of fall into that. What is up, Watakiko? Occasionally I can fall into some of those things, but I try really hard to like control myself. But occasionally, like, dude, I'm sitting in my PoE2 hoodie. Like I felt it got me. All right. It got me. I wanted the hoodie.
Well, that's the thing too, though, is like, you know, there is like, for example, Path of Exiles is an indie dev or indie studio game that's free to play. And I am a lot more likely to spend more money in a game like that because I want to support it and make sure that the devs know that like I think they're doing a good job with the game and like kind of go by that. So that one doesn't bug me as much. But yeah, then when you have games like, what was it, Diablo 4, where you have to pay $80 to get the game, and then every single set in the game looks like garbage. So if you want to actually have your character look cool, you have to pay $20 to $40 for a set. And then on top of that, the game wasn't even, it was like the first chapter. So the next expansion was going to come out, and that was probably going to be another $40 to $50. I don't remember exactly. So it's like huge amounts of
and the thing is,
transactions they're wanting for a game you paid $80 for.
Right. And the thing is, we didn't go back to D4. We played that. Last time we played was season 1. I don't know what season they're on now because I haven't gone back. I said I'm not going back to Diablo 4 specifically because it was bullshit. They said that the in-game achievable armor would be as good as the stuff at the cash shop. They're full of shit. It wasn't. Honestly, it's a different team that works on Diablo and WoW. So like, I do think it's kind of, because they kind of get lumped in because they're both with Blizzard, right? But I do think that I don't know what it is, but I really don't. I know everyone says that WoW, that Blizzard's super greedy, which is whatever, but I've never seen WoW's prices or what they do as egregious. Like, and that's not because I'm happy playing it right now. Like, I've just never seen it as egregious. I always thought they were pretty reasonable with the things they put in. $100 though for that auction house mount. I think it's actually got data mined. I don't know if it's going to be coming to the US. I'm going to save up for that, but I do think that's egregious.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna
I don't like that. Yeah, I'm gonna buy it because I'm an asshole, but
we're part of the problem, guys.
About it. Well, see, so here's the thing: is things like that need to have an in-game equivalent, even if it's jumping through a gazillion hoops to get it. So that's my problem with that. Is that it's unobtainable. The auction house one?
Yeah, no, there is one.
It's unobtainable unless you buy it.
No. There's two versions. You have the real money one, or that you can buy for $100, and there was one that you could buy for $1 million gold. There were two different ones that both had the auction house. I think visually they're very equivalent. I don't think one looks like more badass than the other. So you could either grind out $1 million gold and buy it that way, or you could spend $100 and buy it. And here's the thing though, and that's why I think
it only certain times.
So they took it off, right? The bronze source appears on black market sometimes, but you need to pay almost $1 billion gold to get it. That's insane. They data mined it, and it seems like maybe, because here's what I've kind of heard, is that the anniversary thing, it's not going to be every 10 years now or every 5 years now. I think it's going to be every year. They're going to do an anniversary thing. So I have a feeling it will come back around during the anniversary time. We can say if that's FOMO or not. To me, that's like, if that's actually when it rolls back around, it just means I know in February I'm going to spend $100. Like to me, that's, I don't know. We've done the FOMO argument before. It's one of those things too. Like, I don't really get FOMO. So it's like, hey, what's up, Nepty? Thank you so much for coming here to complain about retail. Wow.
It's not so much FOMO anymore if you know it's going to come back now. Like, I'll say there was some pretty serious FOMO about the Deathwing mount.
But see, that was in-game achievable. So it's not even like it's not like real money FOMO. So like, yes, if there's something achievable, like I'm kicking myself that we didn't play Legion because I want the fucking prot warrior.
You know what I
Mage
feel
Tower sets.
some pretty serious FOMO about though is all of the PvP mounts that you can't
right,
get.
and it's because we never PvP'd to get them. Like, and I think that's a fine to have that stuff in there.
But
Where
yeah,
it's like, you can't get these anymore.
Right, but I think I don't know. What do I think? But yeah, I don't like.
I think we're kind of flexible when it comes with that shit because, like, we've talked about, like, if there's stuff that I want to buy, if I want it, I'm gonna buy it. Like, I'm not gonna like. There's no moral justification of like if I should or shouldn't spend my money. I'm like a fucking adult.
You can bet your ass though. Like as much as I want some of those old PvP mounts, I would be pissed as hell if suddenly it's a Twitch drop or suddenly it's like buy it for $20 in the cash shop or something.
But see,
like,
that's
that
the thing
would
though.
make me so mad.
They've held pretty steadfast on like certain things where like, no, this isn't coming back. And I think like that, I feel like that is something that would piss off a lot of people. But at the same time, you have a lot of people that don't care and would like to be able to get that.
But then at the same time, my druid really wants to be able to turn into all of those Legion forms that I can't
that's
get
the thing.
anymore.
Well, okay, I don't understand. That was a weird decision because they put the head of the curve mount like as purchasable with bronze, but they're not going to bring back the Mage Tower appearance. And it's like the things that they kind of decide to be prestigious on and not, like, it's kind of weird. Yo, what's up, Roar? I watched your video today. It was really good.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think like I guess it doesn't need to be the same colors. Like that's not what I care about. But they don't have a lot of like I really like that like big chonky hunky.
They have two versions now, though. They have two versions.
And they have a couple you can get. I tried to get the like fell colored one.
It's so fucking brutal.
I attempted for 20 minutes and then I was like, fuck this.
It's okay. So for those who don't know, there is like an upright bear form for the Guardian Druid that you can get. And they've removed, you can't get the Mage Tower appearances anymore. That was something that was in the original Legion, but you can go to the Mage Tower and get the Fell appearance. They added a one that you can get. I think there's actually two. There's like this stone, like flowery looking one that you can get. And they also have the Fell one, right? But the thing is, the scaling for the Mage Tower now is all fucked up. So like you have to go find like TBC gear that has additional sockets, and then you gotta get like certain socket, like you'll find the gems because they'll scale, because it scales up to like item level 120, but it scales you down. So like the War Within gear doesn't do shit in that scenario. Like it's terrible. You get nuked instantly.
I was lucky if I stayed alive for like 10 or 15 seconds doing it. So I was like, oh my God, how is anybody doing this?
I know we had a viewer, because I was streaming last night. Yeah, I was streaming last night. We had someone talk about it and they were saying how like they spent multiple times like banging their head against a wall and finally got it done. But yeah, it's just, I went to Wowhead and I was looking at like the kind of the best way to do it. You have to go through all this old content, get all this like gear from fucking Black Temple. Like it's just so weird of how you have to do it because of the scaling. And I was really hoping they were going to have it in Legion Remix because I started leveling a Druid and I was like, all right, but I don't think, like, I know you can't get the other Mage Tower appearances, but I don't even think they're opening up the Mage Tower at all in Legion Remix, which kind of sucks. Like, let us cheese and get the fucking Fell Bear, dude. That's the only reason. You don't have, that's true. Roar's right. You don't have to do that. And here's the thing. This is an in-game achievable. So this is where I do think some people, like I said, out of all the egregious things that MMOs do, I don't think that like the stuff in the cash shop to me has never been better than the stuff that's achievable in game. I've always thought the stuff that is in game looks so much better than their shop shit. Even the stuff that they have for housing that they posted, I think the in-game equivalent, and maybe that's because I really like the tier gear. I think for me, that's a big thing for me. Like I really like warrior tier gear, so it doesn't matter if there's other shit on the shop. I want my tier set. Like to me, that is the best set, and it's probably just because it's like that specific to warrior. I want that. So it could be a bias thing there, but like. If you go back and you look at like the last 13 years, it's just they haven't put a fuck ton of things in their shop. And maybe that changes, right? Maybe it changes going forward. They're going to add a lot more stuff. But I've never really like looked at the shop and like I was like, I need that mount. I need that. And like Roar was just saying with like the bear form, like You don't have to have it. Like that's a want. But I think WoW puts all the best shit
at the shop and really wanted the Fey Dragon pajamas.
They're going after the women, dude. That's really what's happening. But I don't think that WoW puts the best shit in the cash shop. I think the best shit is always behind Mythic rating. But now we can get it through Delves, so I'm happy. In my opinion, yes. I think the best shit that you can get in the game, period, is by doing Mythic raids. I think the Mythic appearances, for now, I don't know, man. I just don't think you top it. Because look at the shop now. There's just not. I don't know. It might just be my preferences too.
I think there's something to what Belfast said. Is I think these shop changes are mostly due to Microsoft. They realized that compared to other MMO RPGs, the shop is too weak, and I could definitely see that.
I could see that. Yes.
And they definitely are not going to just suddenly make all the changes they want to make. They're going to roll it out slowly so that there's less pushback. So I think right now it's fine, but that's how they get you. Is everybody's like, this is fine. Okay, this is annoying.
They're not people are losing their mind about the shop thing. But here's the thing though too.
Yeah, but they're still gonna play though. They're still.
Oh yeah, of course they are. Everyone's gonna.
They're gonna bitch, but they're not canceling their sub. I'm saying if Microsoft was to suddenly do all the changes they wanted to do in like a month's time, there would be plenty of people that canceled their sub. They're not going to do it that way. They're smarter than that.
It is kind of scary because Xbox did they want Xbox to have 30% profits year over year, which is insane.
Right.
Like no company is getting 30% year over year. That's why when you guys see the layoffs and the studios getting cut, that's why. It doesn't even matter if a game's performing really well. If it's not getting that 30% revenue, they're starting to cut it. I can't remember the name of the woman.
They're gonna run out of money. They're gonna want more money than what the country has.
That's the thing. You only have so much market cap. Like it's to me that's insane. Because like honestly, if you're getting double digit profit margins, that's good. Like I do think like that's kind of shitty to say 30% profit margins is just stupid.
That's a lot.
Like to me, it's fucking stupid. Like I'm sorry, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. It's fucking stupid. Like I don't know any industry that is doing 30% year over year. That's just unheard of. So to set that as the bar, like the base, it's just fucking stupid.
Maybe they just don't have lofty enough goals, and that's why they're not successful.
I don't know. But like, they said the next Xbox is going to be a PC. Yeah, essentially, and it makes sense because I mean, even if you look at gaming now, PC gaming is starting to dominate. Like the market, like the PC gaming is becoming the dominant way to play video games, which is very interesting because it seemed like it dipped for a bit and now it's spiking. Like PC is just the way to go. And I think like it makes sense to me. It's like PC won the console war. Like we're done. I bet you that going forward, I bet Sony probably tries to find some type of Linux setup to run games, to play PC games or running Steam or something on theirs. I don't think they'll partner with Windows. Maybe they do. But the thing is, too, is that consoles have always been a loss leader. Consoles have never made companies money. It was always off of the peripherals. It's off of like the games and stuff like that. But the consoles themselves were a loss leader. And if you guys don't know what that is, a loss leader is basically something that you put out that you're going to lose money on, but you're going to make it on the back end. So like that's the reason why console prices have always kind of been cheaper. But I do say, yeah, I think there's like a double-edged sword with Microsoft now owning Blizzard, because like if they try to put those practices in, it could get bad. Now, here's the thing. We haven't seen a ton. Like I said, right now, you can have 2,000 collectibles that you can get for housing by playing the game, which to me, a lot of them look way better than the shop stuff because the shop stuff's all pink and I'm not going to buy it. Annie might. I bet she's going to buy that little like swing love seat thing.
Where else are we going to sit when we're having a picnic?
They're targeting women with the pink tax. But here's the thing too, is like people are like, oh man, so we can only get the plushies there. And I was Mr. GM was saying that no, there's like another 20 ones you can get. There's just 2 you can get in the shop. So I was going to talk about this before, because when we brought up the Brontosaurus mount, how you could either play $100 or a million gold. Don't be distracting. Do not send me that. Do not start. Don't start messaging me horny messages while we're on stream.
I did not.
You did too. I think because they did talk about that. One of their things is they want to allow multiple play styles to interact with these systems. And I do get it, right? Because you might have some people that don't have a lot of time. They don't want to go grind the achievements. They want their house to look nice, but they don't want to travel all over the map and they just want to swipe a credit card. Is that a way you should design the game? I'm not sure. But if I'm looking at the way that every MMO is fucking dying and the way things are going, like if I look at that and I'm like, with your idea of approachability and wanting more people into the game, if you're giving an avenue for people who have only an hour a week to play, but they want to buy something to look kind of cool. I mean, because like even in this, that's what I'm saying, like with the shop and stuff too. I think most armor in there looks lame, but I'm pretty sure if you're someone who can't get shit and you're only in questing gear, I'm sure that looks really fucking appealing. So paying $30 for a set of armor, you might end up doing it. So I don't know. I would love to know the stats on like playtime to like online purchases in video games. You know what I mean? Like, is it actually casuals or is it like the biggest whales that spend the money? Like, I would love to actually know that.
That reminds me of that Viva La Dirt.
Oh my God, dude.
Episode where
it's so funny.
We can't play it because our thing will get taken.
Yeah, we did it before. We tried to play one of their videos and then I got a copyright thing. But I'll talk about that video. So it's basically, it's a dude getting his friend into an MMO, Skycraft. He's getting him into it. And his buddy's buying up all these fucking cosmetics and he's buying all these things. He's like,
level
man.
1.
Yeah, he's like level 1. He's like, man, just play the game. And he's like, I work 80 hours a week. I barely have time to play the game. I want to just sit down, be able to do my hobby. I just want to look cool. And he's like, yeah, I kind of get it. And he's like, also, this sword gives me 200% extra power. He's like, all right, fuck this. So like,
yeah.
But the thing is, though, if you look at like, say, Eastern cultures, right? If you look at Korea, although things are changing, by the way, apparently pay to win is becoming less and less popular over in Korea, but it is still somewhat popular over there. But I think there's a culture shift that's happening. But in Korea, in South Korea, it's seen as like a really almost like a status thing to spend money on your hobby because you work in real life, you grind in real life. So if you go and it used to be a status. So if you're spending money in the game, you're saying, hey, I really like this hobby. I'm supporting my hobby. I work a lot. I make this money. I'm going to spend my money how I like. Then that's kind of the idea over there. I think when you go and you look at, say, like the Western culture, like us, it's all about grind and hustle. It's you start like it's the whole American dream threat, right? It's you start with nothing and you can work your way to the top. People want that in their game too. They want you to have to be on that even playing field. And like I think as things kind of change, you kind of start to see a blending of those kind of ideas of like, should there be an avenue for the dad who only has, a few hours a week to play the game? Should there be an avenue for him to at least feel good about the way his character looks to keep him wanting to log in to look at that character? And I think a lot of people would say no. I think there's a lot of people that say yes. I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
I said no.
You said no, yeah.
He's got to look. He needs to look like a noob if he's a noob.
Well, I'll tell you this: in any game where I have been able to swipe for stuff, because there was a mobile game I was playing, and I ended up spending like $5 to make sure I didn't get ads anymore. That was it. However, that $5 spend also came with unlimited whatever for the game, and I stopped playing the game because I don't want it removed because before I would have to watch an ad to be able to get an extra life or something. And now it just gave it to you. And I'm just like, well, that's fucking stupid. Because now you just ruined the game for me. Because now I can just hit that button every single time. And what am I going to do? Not get the extra life when I die? I'm going to hit it. So I removed the challenge of it. And then I didn't go back to it. But that's the type of gamer I am. Where if you give something really easily to me, I'm going to lose interest in it. I like the chase. I like that was
like us playing V Rising.
Yes. Oh, V Rising is a good example.
It was super fun. And I mean, we had fun playing with the people we were playing with, but they were much higher level than us. And in that game, your power depends on what your gear is. Then you can wear anything. So people just fed you.
Right. If you had a friend that had maxed out gear,
and now suddenly like brand new into the game and you're already able to kill everything because you're wearing all the best gear.
Right. You still have to go kill the bosses to get the power, but for the most part, like you're in end game gear. That was something I didn't like about Enshrouded either, because you could find the best legendary gear in the world and then you could just put it on. This is an argument because I've actually talked to, if some of you guys know who Phantom X is, Phantom X and I have talked a little bit about if levels even make sense to have in games anymore. And I think it does, because I think that specifically right there is the reason where if I don't have to put in some type of investment to level my character to be able to use higher level gear, and then someone can just trade you something, that's going to kill a game for me. It might not kill a game for everybody. Some people might like that and they're still going to play the rest of the game. But for me, if you just hand me power, I'm done.
Nice. It feels nice skipping all the steps, but then after a while, you're kind of like, well, now what do I even do in the game? Like, you know?
Right. I mean, you essentially, because I think sometimes like that power progression.
I like the journey.
Well, yeah, I think sometimes seeing that top power progression, like that's the game, right? Like it's just trying to get to the top of the mountain. And if you can just skip to the top of the mountain, what am I going to do for the? I already did it. I beat the game. I don't need to. Well, there's no extra gear for me to get. So what the fuck am I going to do?
I don't know. What are you going to do?
Play a different game. Now, then you have like now you've got other game loops though, because like player housing is a weird one, because you're not going to pay for power. You might pay for an item, but it's not really going to change or do much. So it's like, that's where the weird thing comes in with like the money spent. Cause it's like, I have no problem with it because it's not going to actually affect my power. So I think for me, really anything at all comes down to, does it give you power? If it doesn't give you power, I don't give a shit. Like, cause I'll let other people waste their money on shit. Like, it's not up to me.
I feel too.
Right. It's not up to me to tell other people how to spend their money. Like, if you're going to spend your money to buy every single mount in the cash shop, why the fuck do I care how you spend your money? It doesn't affect me at all. So that's always how I
ground mounts that you barely ever see.
It's so, yeah, dude, I know. Oh my God. I actually just had a notification from Twitter come in that, I was talking to someone and she had posted that she was like, man, I wish I had something to do. Like, it was a meme. It was like, I want to play WoW, but I have nothing to do in WoW. And I was like saying, like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like housing is going to be like a great system, like for those days where it's like, I want to play, but I've already done my dungeons. I've already done my delves. I've already done my raids. I've already done all the things I wanted to do all week, but I still want to play, but I don't really feel like I have anything to do. And then I said, I feel like housing's gonna be a great thing for that. And then someone's like, yeah, for the low price of $59.99. I'm like, bro, if you're a broke boy, just say so. Like shut the fuck up. But see, that's the shit that annoys the shit out of me, because it's like the core system is perfectly fine without having to purchase anything. You could completely blinders on, not even ever interact with the cash shop, and probably be very happy with what you have. But like some people just get like so pissy about it. And I understand, like maybe for some people it's a moral issue. For me, I just don't give a shit, to be honest. Like if it doesn't affect my actual gameplay, I really don't care. And maybe I'm part of the problem because of that. Maybe I'm not vocal enough to say like, oh man, that's really bad. Because like even with Ashes, like Ashes is going to have a cash shop. They already have a fuck ton of cosmetics they've already sold. They sold us a $500 alpha. They're going to probably have premium. They have the Embers, which is going to be a premium currency. They're probably going to have some type of predatory like a pricing for those. And it's like, do I care? No. I even knowing that they were going to have that, and that's their basis for making money for the game. Like I don't care. So I don't know. I've never been that person that really gave a shit about microtransactions.
But at Kiko, you can time walk and do quests. It's not just dungeons and raids. If you talk to Chromie, you can go to whatever area and it will scale so you can redo all of that content and have it all be like feel like it's current content.
Isn't it capped at 70? Yes. So I believe at level 70, I think you move into doing the War Within. But yeah, you can go through Chromie time, and if you wanted to level through like those zones or whatever. I do feel you though that like it does kind of suck that some of that does end up feeling obsolete. They're going to be reworking though the entire user experience, like new player experience or new character experience. Now the way that they're going to do it, and it's actually kind of cool. They had introduced. Are you still here? Oh, I see. We got to add. I don't want to answer your question if you're not here.
We'll just sit in silence.
No, I was thinking about something. Scooby's saying I'll be back and grinding AOC High Women Hills for 10 hours for nothing to help me appreciate how other games do it. Dude, that too. Oh my God, man. I will say I think because of my time testing Ashes, it completely changed the way I look at WoW. For the better. I think because I spent so long testing an alpha, it reset my brain in hatred for a lot of things. And now I'm like, I just want to play a nicely polished game that works.
Yeah. It doesn't even have to be nicely polished. It just has to have some substance to it.
Oh, dude, I will say, I still think Blizzard has very polished games. I think I think they missed with Diablo 4. I really do. I think Diablo 4 was definitely, I think I've heard it's better now, but it's just, it wasn't it for me. I think PoE 2 is just so much a superior game that it's like I don't think they can catch up. Like to me personally, I just don't think it's for me, but like, it's weird. I don't want the dad gamer experience when I'm playing a ARPG. I want like the gamer experience. So I think that's why I really like PoE 2. For like WoW and the MMO experience, maybe I want the dad gamer experience a little bit. I don't mind being able to get mythic appearance through doing delves.
The primary thing with Diablo 4 was they just need to not have the campaign story be so blatantly you on the wrong side.
Dude, I know. It's the thing. Yes, because like we all knew Lilith was the good guy, but we side with Mephisto. It's fucking stupid.
The whole time you're like, I don't agree with this, but I have no choice, so I have to.
I'm not even sure if that changed. I don't know if that changed in like the second expansion at all. Like if maybe they even talked on that. But I'm like, we're playing through it. I'm like, Lilith is obviously the good guy. Like she's obviously the good guy here. Anarius was an asshole. Mephisto's the fucking Lord of Lies. Like, why are we listening to anybody outside of Lilith? Like she's the only good character. But I did want to touch back. I don't know if you had the ads, so the ads are over. But they're going to be redoing the whole user experience for leveling in WoW. So what it's going to be is you'll start on the ship that goes towards Exile Reach, I believe, or you're going to the Dragon Isles. So you'll hit Dragonflight. You will go and play, and because they added the new story raids, you're going to play through. You'll get every single story beat. You'll get you'll kill the boss of each expansion. You'll learn the story. It's going to be a more condensed experience with curated. It's going to have like a curated leveling experience, like kind of a bit. It won't have all you probably can still do Chromie time and do that. But it's going to be a much more streamlined experience questing through Dragonflight. So you go through Dragonflight, you'll go through the War Within, and then you will move into Midnight. And they're really trying to basically set it up to be a lot more user-friendly because their real big thing now, it seems like they're pushing for World of Warcraft, is they are trying to get new players into the door. Like that really seems like their goal. It's how do we make this game approachable for people who have not been playing it for 20 years? They're setting up for console players. Jesus Christ, dude. You're going to do it every time? They're not. Even Ian talked about it. So Ian said, like, here's the thing. Ian was like, if we were going to set it, if our plan was to make WoW for console, we just fucking say it. Like they have no reason to hide if they're making it or anything. Because everyone's like, oh, they're doing the class pruning. You're losing 3 fucking buttons. You're losing 3 buttons on average. You're losing 2 damage buttons and 1 utility. So you basically, people went from having 39 abilities to 36. Like there were some that were hit really hard. I believe was it the Fire Mage? Fire Mage got hit really hard. But outside of that, like most people already had like 40 buttons and they lost 3. Like it's not as big of a fucking pruning as everyone's acting like.
Yeah, some of the classes have way too many buttons.
Yeah, some like dude, like there are some that are like way too much. And what they're doing, and they've done class pruning twice. Like it's a routine thing that happens as they're working towards expansions. And the thing is like they're like even they were making it for console, good. Like MMOs are fucking dying, dude. Like they need new blood to come play these fucking games. Here's the thing about the elemental shaman.
Don't they also kind of redo it to when you're leveling in the new expansion, actually have talent points to put into new shit.
Yes, we're going to have the Apex talents. They're reworking some of the talent trees because we're going to be able to go. Here's the thing. I believe Midnight goes up to 90 and then Last Titan squishing us back down. So like they're already kind of setting up again too for like a level squish. So it's like the game's fucking 20 plus years old. You have to remove some shit sometimes. Like, from what I've seen, because we're getting better and better eyes on the alpha from people who aren't rage baiting. There's two guys. I can't remember the other dude, but I know Belialair is really fucking good about. It's so weird because people say that Belialair is super doomy, but like I feel like he has the most level-headed takes. And I kind of feel like he normally talks about WoW in a good light, so I don't know why people think he's doomy. And then I wish I knew the other guy, but he went through all 40 specs and broke down everything that was changing. He went through all of them. And yeah, I think Elemental Shaman one was one that got hit really hard, and Fire Mage. However, was it Scooby? Scooby, I think it was you yesterday was talking about like kind of being excited about some of the changes for Elemental Shaman. So like, I feel like we won't really know. Is it Craze? I think it's Craze. Let me see. No, hold on. Maybe I looked it up wrong. I bet I have it. Hold on, because I do want to shut him out because he was very level-headed too. I really appreciate the dudes that have these level-headed approaches to things, and when they talk about them, I think Soul Breezy, because I've actually been watching. I never really watched Ash's content, but I watch a lot of WoW content now because I like to try to see what's going on and keep up with that. Because I also didn't get the alpha access. I think if I was in the alpha, I'd probably watch less. Let me see if I can find where's my watch history, my history here. But Soul Breezy, I think he's super level-headed. Belialair is super level-headed. Asmon had a whole fucking freak out about shit. And it's like, I can't take him seriously about anything, to be honest. I think sometimes he's got some decent takes, but oh my God, dude, the dude freaks out. It is Quasi, Quazii. Wow. I'm going to copy this pruning thing and drop this actually in case anyone is actually interested in watching his takes, because I thought he did a really great job. Lazy Peon is good too. Yeah, he seems like he's really doing about Kickstarter MMOs. He was definitely doomy in the last one.
Pick that up.
Yeah, when he was talking about the Kickstarter curse, and he was like, "Do I think Kickstarter games are cursed?" Yeah, he was like,
"Yes, I do." Yeah.
Ooh, boy, someone did
sad, especially because he is the primary person who probably got the most eyes on Ashes of Creation. So that's kind of sad. He didn't go out right and say it, but
he didn't bring up. He didn't even talk about. He didn't bring him up in a positive or negative light. But he also didn't drop his referral code. And it's like, man, normally he does. So I'm like, there's an opportunity to drop that, and he didn't. And I've been hearing some rumors, and we're gonna have to see what happens on Friday. But I'm not. It seems like it's not moving in a good way, but we'll see. We'll see. But from the rumors I'm hearing, it's not looking good.
I'm always happy to be surprised and wrong.
What rumors are there? I don't really want to talk about it. We'll wait and see. We'll do a react for the stream because some of this stuff was kind of told to me in confidence, and I don't have all. And here's the thing: if something was told to me in confidence, I don't have all the information to share. But just be prepared that exciting news might not mean good news, and that might depend. I mean, maybe there's been a rumor lately going around about them heading towards Steam Early Access.
Who's it exciting for?
Yeah, it's excited for Intrepid, or
is it excited for the developer, or is it for the consumer?
Right. So I think there was like a moment where it seemed like it was like, oh, maybe because of the delay, it's going to be turning into a good thing, and it's back to kind of sounding like it might not be. It might. I don't know. I just be prepared, guys. We'll see. We'll see, man. We'll just see.
I'm always open for good news.
What I can say about the rumor I heard was if what they go through with what they plan to do and talk about on Friday will probably kill the project. I know I'm being ominous, but we'll talk about it on Friday to see what actually happens. I will react to the stream. But we'll see, you guys. I don't know. It seems like it really does seem like the last 2 months or so. Like, it seems like the project went downhill real fast. I know they're working on a bunch of things. Maybe they're in crunch right now. Steven hasn't posted in the Discord for over a month.
One of the biggest factors, I think, is almost all the content creators kind of.
Yeah, I mean, Ashes doesn't have to introduce HearthSteel because they already have their own premium currency. And they also have a MLM style like creator program. So
they have a creator program now?
I mean, maybe eventually, they keep saying it's that occasion. At some point, maybe that will happen. Maybe. AOC was barren the last time you looked, dude. I know it's interesting because people will say it's super packed, but it's always the same people who are in guilds where I'm like, is it really though? Because every time I go to Reddit,
40 viewers.
You've been calling Ashes a scam since the start. Don't need to convince me. I hope nobody optimized the game for whatever early access launch are running. Hopefully.
I don't think it was a scam. I just think that switching to UE5 was probably the worst thing.
Yeah, I think they probably should have left it in UE4. It's just, I feel like they screwed themselves up.
What the turning point was with the project starting to fall apart.
Amazon Games to purchase Intrepid. Oh my God. They already killed off their thing. That's not happening. It looked better in Alpha 1. I agree. I thought, okay, here's the thing too, because I've talked to some other people about it.
Because the Alpha 1 was in UE4, right? And
yeah,
then
and
they switched to UE5, and now it's like a completely different, like none of it is the same from
it had soul, dude.
From Alpha 1.
Yes, it had more of its own look. Yes, it didn't look like generic fucking garbage. Like the buildings looked awesome. The environments looked really good. And the dude who made those previously got fired or he left. I don't know what it was, but the lead artist at the time for A1, he doesn't work there anymore. And it was kind of disappointing when I interviewed Steven. I asked about the human buildings, and he was like, "Oh, we're just missing some of like the hero buildings, but yeah, those are like the buildings." And I'm like, gross, but okay.
They're way too small. Like,
they are way too small.
You don't make things to scale in a game because then it feels claustrophobic.
Well, just look at like the WoW housing, right? When you go into the building, it's like double the height of your character on the floor. In Ashes, you go in and it's like a character and a half.
You stand in a real house. Yeah, if you stand in a real house, the ceiling's about 2 feet over your head.
Right. But like Intrepid decided that's how they were going to make their buildings. It's like, no, you need to because like when we play Conan Exiles, right? We always do for our floors double walls, because if you do one wall in the roof above you, it makes the rooms look like shit. So like even that blows my mind, because I'm like, who decided to I'm not even gonna get into it, but it's like sometimes when I see their project, I'm like, does anyone here play fucking video games that are making this aside from Bucky? Like, does anyone else play fucking video games? Because the decisions you guys make feel like people who don't play games. Like, that's the thing that irritates me too. But
well, and I mean, I feel like too, you can be the most talented person in the world, but if you're not allowed to actually put in what you want to, which like, I don't know anything about any of that, but I heard there's a lot of micromanagement. So who knows?
Oh my God, if you guys want to have a fun read, go find Glassdoor and look up Intrepid Studios. There are some interesting, reviews on there. Take it with a grain of salt. You don't know if that's just like some fucking player that's upset, but there's enough of them where I'm like, yeah, this is kind of lining up with what I've heard.
Doesn't Glassdoor though actually verify that?
I thought they did, because I know that when I was going to Glassdoor to read something, and I believe they like want you to review the company you work for. And you have to put some stuff in, but I think you can write whatever you want in there. So I don't think that actually.
Because I think I tried to write a Glassdoor review for a company I worked at. It was that really bad gas station, if you remember.
Yeah, I remember.
And I had to put in way too much personal information to do it, so I didn't end up doing it.
That's what I'm saying. So I think like they do kind of ask for a lot of stuff. But again, like,
but that was also like 8 years ago though, so I don't know what it's like now. But
if they could go back to the old engine to get their shit together and release a game, I do want, like, I don't think they'll ever say that. Like that was the thing too.
Maybe that's the exciting news though. Like, I feel like
guys, we fucked up. We decided we're scrapping all this. We're going back to Alpha 1 builds. We're going back to UE4. because we heard UE6 is going to completely make our networking solutions obsolete because it's going to be a multi-threaded rendering engine. So that's gotta be fucking painful too.
That's the exciting news. Is now it's UE6.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to close this episode out. It was a bit of a mess. I've been trying to get some charity stuff all put together and everything. It's going to go free to play, maybe. It's going to end in the fucking bargain bin. I think if it. So here's my thought. If Ashes fails, crowdfunding MMOs are fucking dead. It will never happen again. Although, weirdly enough, Pantheon just got a bunch of money to continue their development. So good for them.
Yeah, but they failed. They didn't get crowdfunding.
That's true. That was true, right? Pantheon failed their Kickstarter. So I guess that doesn't count.
And then they still wanted to
got funded,
get it done anyway. Yeah.
So maybe that's true. But I think if Ashes fails, it is the end of Kickstarter or crowdfunded MMOs. Looking back, I think it's just fucking stupid to try to fund an MMO that way. I think it's really bad. Hilarious that Pantheon was a meme in the Ashes community and might end up being a better game. Isn't that something that it seems like people are a lot happier with the project. It seems like it has a much healthier community. So yeah, maybe Pantheon rises from the fallen that is Ashes.
Here's the thing though, I think with the crowdfunded games is I think the primary reason so many of them fail, obviously there's people that just completely mismanaged their project because they had big dreams and didn't know how to implement them. But what was that quote Lazy Peon said? I can't remember. It was so good.
From the most recent video?
Yeah, he said, oh goodness, pretty much like big dreams, but like dumb. I can't remember, but anyway.
Oh yeah, it's the management that ends up being kind of the issue. Like it's just all the red tape and stuff.
Yeah, it's not necessarily that they're scams. Not that there hasn't been some that were scammy, but I think the biggest problem with Kickstarters is that the people who are backing them are the investors, which makes them feel like they have a lot more control in the project than they actually do. And I think that's where you run into the problem where your fans end up being very hard to please because they all have different opinions.
Incidentally, that was what Roar's video was about. Roar's video was actually around that. Yeah, no. Maybe I'll talk to him. Maybe I'll react to that tomorrow.
Yeah, you should. That's pretty cool. But I think that's kind of what they run into, though, is people, I think, get a bit more emotionally invested in the project because they financially invested in the project, and their return isn't going to be monetary. Like a normal investor, their investment into the game is that in X amount of years or whatever, I'm going to get my money back. But with the players investing in a project, their investment is supposed to be yielding a good time or yielding whatever their expectation was.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, right? Because we backed Ashes, we put $500 each into it, and I will say that I paid a premium to come in and test, and I do kind of expect a bit more out of that. Of like, I am a customer, I paid you, and I really dislike the way that your project is going. So I'm going to be very vocal about it. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. If you're going to charge me $500 to back and test your game, probably expect that I'm going to be very loud with my feedback. Like, I don't think
there's some
that's
passion there. Like,
right. And here's the thing that was kind of shitty, and I hope this is the reason that Steven's taking a break from the Discord, because he was starting to get pretty pissy with people who are essentially his customers. Like, that's not a good look, dude. If you're starting to get emotional and starting getting combative with your customers, you probably need to step back and like realize that these are the people that supported your fucking dream. Like, these are the people that helped you to realize your shit, right? I think people didn't realize that Steven was going to run it like a one-man show. I do think as things have progressed, and this sucks, that it's becoming more and more apparent that they are making Steven's game, right? And when I say that, I feel like it means that Steven's micromanaging the shit out of things. He's putting in systems that he personally likes, and damn all of if other people talk about what they like. And the whole idea that they're going to market because they want new feedback and they want to hear from the broader player base, the fuck you do, dude. They are going to roast you alive. You won't be in that Discord ever. Say what you can about Narc, but he was an incredible job about marketing the game for Intrepid. I liked Narc before he got super fucking obsessive and weird. I think that's my issue.
I think he was good. I think when he started live streaming, that's when it
went downhill. I think he should have stuck to YouTube.
I think it was too much, especially trying to do it full time. I think
he's back. He's back to doing YouTube, by the way. I'm not going to say the channel name. I don't want people to rush over to him or whatever, but like, he's back to doing YouTube and his videos have been doing well. And I'm glad he's back to making creative projects. Like, I'm glad he's back to making, because like I liked Narc's earlier shit. And I think the issue I had with Narc was the way that he delivered his feedback. He was very rude with it. And I understand like that's sometimes people's personalities or whatever, but I don't think that's even wrong. But that was the reason why I didn't quite like the stuff that he was putting out. Also, dude, there's just something unhealthy about like someone mentioning something in a dev stream and you knowing exactly what second that took place on what dev stream. That's unhealthy. That's an unhealthy level of like obsession over a game. That's just weird. That's just weird shit. Like, I like Ashes. I like WoW, but dude, I can't tell you every fucking pixel that's in WoW. Like, I can't. I just like playing the game. Like, that's really at the end of the day. And like, that's something I've noticed with like these fucking niche MMOs is some people make them their entire fucking identity to the point where like they're like, dude, they don't even like the idea that someone's going to play a different game other than an alpha, like makes them mad. And I'm like, you're fucking insane. Like, you're a fucking psycho. I have a name in mind, but I'm not going to drop it. But there are some. Fanboys with webcams are sometimes a problem, is all I'm saying.
That's the problem nowadays, is everybody has a camera.
Everybody's a streamer. Everybody's in everything. I wouldn't even say I'm a real streamer. I'm also just a hobbyist. I just like to talk about stuff.
Oh, we're just here to shoot the shit. And say bad opinions and hot takes.
Yep. All right. I know Annie's turning into a pumpkin. I know she's ready to bed. I think she's fucking messaged me like 10 times on Discord about, are we wrapping this up yet? So thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I'm going to try to get up and stream tomorrow. We'll probably do some reacts. Jamie is a lifting bro psycho. He admitted it. That is true. What? Because you are not coming through. You're again. Say it again. Try to talk into your fucking mic.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
Can you guys even hear what she's saying? She's not even coming through.
Yeah, they can't hear you or hear me because you won't shut up.
There you go. I think you just came through with your up. Jesus Christ. All right.
Fuck yourself.
See, now she's coming through. See?
Yeah, and now you're coming through too.
Yeah, see, her mic was basically muted. She's whispering. I know, that's what I was saying. She thinks it's not a problem, but like no one can fucking hear you. Like half this episode, I'll have to figure out.
But then I keep having to turn it down because you're talking so loud that my headphones are getting picked up on my mic.
I don't understand the issues that you were having right now, but we'll try to get them fixed for the charity stream. The fuck you came through loud and clear. That is true. At least that came through. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. I'm going to see, let's see, is there anybody that I follow live right now? Hey, Nice is stream. No, we're not going to send you there. Fuck that. Fuck it. Go talk to Nice. I'm going to send, he's streaming Ashes. Have fun with that. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Goodbye.